What's up guys, and welcome to the Collect a King review channel. In this video, we have our hands on something new and a little different. We've done a lot of reviews on the DC Multiverse, McFarlane Toyline products, which I have thoroughly enjoyed. But I thought we need to branch out a little bit this time and check out what other companies have to offer us. As I was walking around my local Walmart today, I saw some products that I thought, hey, those would make some really cool review videos, so I went ahead and picked them up. I am talking about the Bandai collectible Gundam figures. For those of you out there that don't know a lot about Gundam or you've never heard of it, it was a TV show that came out in the late 1970s. I believe it was 1979 to be exact. And in this show, these people would operate these giant robots and have all-out wars in space and on Earth as they fought for their right to survive. It was a really cool anime that I enjoyed watching when I was growing up. And yeah, that tells you a little bit about my age, but stop judging. I don't need the hate. Anyways, this particular model that we have our hands on is the Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee Norn model. This thing looks absolutely epic. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what Bandai has to offer us. Let's get into it. Okay, in this video, we're going to be going over three topics of conversation: presentation, articulation, and whether or not this figure is something you want to add to your already growing Gundam collection, or possibly the figure that is starting the entire collection, which is exactly what's happening here today for us. Up first, let's talk about presentation. Here on the front of the box, we have a small window displaying a little bit of the figure and what appears to be some accessories that he comes with. We have a really epic picture here on the front of the box of the Gundam. Up here in the right-hand corner, it says Bandai Namco. And then up here, it says ages 15 and up. And then up top, we have the Gundam Universe. Down here at the bottom, we have the name of the figure. Pretty cool. Here's the side of the box. And then here's the back, where we get another look at the figure. Really neat. And then here's the other side, where we get another view of the figure. Here's the bottom. The presentation so far is pretty awesome for the inbox portion of the video. I wish we could see a little bit more, but it's okay, because the picture on the front, pretty epic. Without further ado, let's open him up. Let's grab our tool of choice to open the box. Here we go. I believe you open it on the side here. There we go. Safely stored. Be easy with the box because I like to save my boxes. Oh, wow. Really cool. And fell out the back here. Not sure what this is, but we definitely will get into that. All right. Now that we have our figure out of the box, let's go ahead and talk about him for a little bit while we get a 360 view of him. They loaded this thing with detail. He looks absolutely epic. The gold and copper accents throughout the sculpt just really pop and stand out, especially under the illumination of the lights. It is really, really cool. This figure definitely catches your attention. He's got a bunch of weapons and accessories hidden on his body, and we will definitely check that out as we go along. These jetpacks here on the back for when he was in outer space to help him thrust around in zero gravity. Because like I said earlier, they had wars in space and on Earth. It was such a cool show. If you guys get a chance to check out the Gundam stuff, you should definitely watch that anime. It was pretty entertaining. I actually was lucky enough digging through my old toys to find one of my old Gundam figures from the late 90s. And later in this video, I will show you guys a comparison between this one and that one. But I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it for you guys. This one craps all over the one from the 90s. But let's take a look at the accessories that this figure came with, and then we will get a closer look at this Gundam. Up first for the accessories. This figure came with not one, but two of these really cool laser swords. Phew, 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 phew. For when he's chopping down his enemies or working on his best Harry Potter impersonation. Expecto Patronum. Moving on. He also came with not one, but two of these swap out hands for holding his accessories. He also came with this really cool blaster gun that is loaded with detail. This thing is really neat. And last but not least, an incredible looking shield. Look at the detail throughout this thing, showing the same copper accents that are throughout the sculpt on the figure. Loads of detail here. This is really cool. That is it for the accessories for this figure. Before we go any further, if you guys have been hanging out for a few of the videos and you really are enjoying the channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Collect a King family. It only takes a moment of your time. And turn on those bell notifications so you guys can get notified every time we upload new content. And if you truly are enjoying the videos, smash that like button and leave a comment down below and let me know if stuff like this is what gets you excited about collecting or if it's just not for you. Doing all these things greatly helps out the channel. Thank you. Now that the figure's back in front of us, as promised, let's get that up close look at him. Wow, look at this guy. He's actually even got copper in the eyes. Very, very cool. And this is gold here, but the rest of him is copper for those accents. Pretty cool. He's got some rocket boosters here on his back. These wings are amazing. Kind of pointy though. Got to be careful, you might poke somebody's eye out. Just kidding. These are toys, people. But this figure looks absolutely awesome. So much detail. And for $24, I mean, good grief. You really get bang for your buck here. Very cool looking. This is the part of the video where we are coming to the end of the presentation portion. And I tend to love to give my figures or whatever toy I'm reviewing a rating at this point. And the way I do my ratings is on a scale of 1 to 10. I also do the same thing later in the video for articulation, if the figure has articulation, which this figure does. So for presentation, I am going to give this thing a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing I could ding it for was I wish the window on the front of the box was a little bit bigger. But now, looking at the box again, I don't know. I don't mind it. I like having that big picture on the front of the figure posing and doing something. I think that was cool. This figure from Bandai Namco is absolutely awesome. So a solid 9.5 out of 10. Let's move on to the articulation part of the video. Okay, let's check out that articulation. So, in the head here, he can look down pretty far. Can't really go too far back. Not much to do with the side-to-side motion, but I mean, he does have decent head articulation. He's, we've got articulation in the shoulder pads here, or just the shoulders. He's got a swivel for the upper part of the arm. Really smooth mobility here in the elbows. Good articulation in the wrists. These move too. Is there anything that's not articulated on this figure? That's a question I'm starting to ask myself. Wow, really smooth motion in the knees and in the feet. This figure does not have toe articulation. He does have articulation in his torso though. Kind of limited, but it's okay. And I just felt this move. Look at this, guys. The wings have articulation. Wow. That is so cool. He's also got pretty good range of motion in the... Oh, full split. Full split alert. Look, oh, there we go. Yep, full splits. Wow. Oh, and these move too. Wow. Oh, that just fell off. Let's go ahead and pick that up. See if we can't get that back on. Okay. Oh yeah, just like that. Pretty cool. All right. So for the articulation portion of this video, let's go ahead and give him a rating. I'm going to give him a solid 8.7 out of 10. Honestly, the only thing that stopped me from throwing it up into the 9s was the limited motion in the neck and in the torso. Everywhere else, this figure has articulation coming out its butt. Wow. Bandai really wanted this thing to be able to move around. Very cool on the articulation portion of this video. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this part up. And let's get him into a cool pose. Maybe swap out his hand or something. Get him back on the turntable and talk about whether or not this figure is something that you should pick up or that you should pass on. Before we get the Gundam figure back up on the turntable to give you guys that final 360 look at him, we went ahead and got him in the intimidating pose he's in right now. We swapped out both of his hands, adding a laser sword to one and his blaster gun to the other. Added his shield to the side here. He is so epic looking like this, ready to do battle, whether it's in space or on the Earth. This Gundam figure's ready to wreak havoc. And here's that comparison that I told you guys about earlier between the 90s Gundam figure and the modern day Gundam figure. Once again, like I said, this one craps all over that one. But it was cool to be able to compare these two. I found this amongst my old toys, just laying in the bottom of the box. Let's go ahead and get this figure back up on the turntable. Now that we have the Gundam figure back up on the 360 turntable, and as we get our final view of the figure, let's talk about whether or not this product is something you guys should pick up or pass on. Honestly, I don't have a good reason why you shouldn't pick this guy up or figures like him. You get so much bang for your buck. They are so articulated and they come with so many accessories. And the detail, oh my gosh, the detail, I can go on and on about that. If it's not your thing, I guess go ahead and pass on it. But a figure like this, because of how much effort Bandai Namco puts into it, there's no way it doesn't gain value over time. So I think you are missing out on a really cool investment and a really cool figure to have sitting on your shelf at home. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to be here with me as we did the review on this amazing Bandai Namco product, the Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee Norn figure. Until next time, never stop collecting.